In this video, we're gonna learn some basic information about speed and how to calculate it. Any moving object has a specific speed, like the car, or when we move or run. Or let's say a person walked a distance of 40 meters in 5 minutes. Do we consider he was fast or slow? That's why using speed, we can know a lot of details about any moving object around us. First, let's begin with the types of speed. The first type is instantaneous speed. It is the measure of speed at a particular instant in time. It can be shown on the speedometer of a car. Here we see a speedometer of a moving car. This car can start at a speed of 10 to 20 to 30. So here the speedometer shows the speed of the car at every instant of time. Second type is the average speed. It is the average of all instantaneous speeds. For example, when we say that the average speed of a car is 60 kilometers per hour, this means that the average speed during the whole drive was 60 kilometers per hour. But for sure, the speed of the car was increasing and decreasing during the ride. Now we should know how to calculate the speed. Let's take the following example. This girl is running from point A to point B. If we measure the distance from A to B, we're going to represent it by symbol D, and the time taken by the symbol T. So the equation of speed will be the speed equals distance over time, and using symbols it could be written as v, the velocity, equals d, the distance, over t, the time. Rearranging the speed equation, the easiest way to be able to calculate other components in the speed equation is the triangle method. We call this the speed triangle. It has three parts. This line represents division and the other line represents multiplication. We put the components of the speed equation v, d, and t. So the equation of d will be d equals v times t. And if we want to calculate the time, the equation will be as follows. T equals d over v. Last, the equation of v, as we know by now, is v equals d over t. This way it is easier to memorize the equations that we got from the speed equation. Distance d equals v times t, time t equals d over v, speed v equals d over t. Let's move on to the units of speed. There are a lot of units, but we're going to use the SI units of the metric system. The first one, let's say the unit of d is meters, the unit of t is seconds. So the unit of v will be meters per second, which can also be written as MPS. Moreover, if the unit of d is kilometers and the unit of t is hour, then the unit of v will be kilometers per hour, which can also be written as kph. The last unit, if d is in centimeters and t is in seconds, then the unit of v will be centimeters per second. So the units that we're going to use are kilometers per hour, or kph, meter per second, or MPS, or centimeter per second. Now I have a couple of notes concerning the units of distance, time, and speed. Units of distance that we talked about are kilometers, meters, and centimeters. But we might come across other units like hectometer, decameter, decimeter, and millimeter. Now, to convert from a big unit to a smaller unit, every step we go down we have to multiply by 10. And to convert from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, we have to divide by 10 at each step we go up. Units of time. We have three main units: hour, minute, and seconds. Now, if we want to convert from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, all we have to do is multiply by 60, and the complete opposite is if we want to convert from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, all we have to do is divide by 60. As of the units of speed, instead of converting distance from kilometers to meters and time from hour to seconds, we can directly convert from meters per second to kilometers per hour through multiplying by 3.6, and the opposite, from kilometers per hour to meters per second, we divide by 3.6. There's also another unit for the speed that is not in the metric system, but we should be familiar with it, which is mile per hour. To convert from mile per hour to kilometer per hour, we have to multiply by 1.6.